Ladies and gentlemen, they are trying to propose a bill up in Massachusetts to take prisoner organs and bone marrow in order for them to work out a deal to get out 60 days to a year earlier from their sentences. So, personally, I think there are other things to worry about. They already do way too much to these inmates. If you want to fix something, why don't you fix this exoneration problem you got in the country because you done pack so many innocent people in these prisons? Why don't you take care of that first? But we know what are the organs and bone marrow going to go to some overrated rich person? Is that where it's going to go? So, a bill that would let prisoners trade organs for a reduced sentence face significant blowback. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea. You always want something for nothing. It really ain't going to cost you nothing to let an inmate out 60 days to 1 year earlier. That's not costing you anything. But it is a huge decision for them to give up an organ, you know? We always know when you're dealing with these folks, it's gonna be something to benefit them more than anyone else. It's a load of BS. So, a new bill that would give Massachusetts prisoners earlier release if they donate organs. And of course, this is a big controversy there. And advocates are raising a lot of concern, and legislators urge understanding for their intentions. My problem is, are you going to be taking organs from innocent people that should never have been in there in the first place? But they're so desperate, they're trying to just get out. It would allow people held in state prisons the ability to reduce their sentence between 60 days to a year, which I don't believe that's a good trade. You're going to probably be able to use those organs a lot longer than 60 days to a year. That really is not that much time. To me, it's they're being gypped on the condition that the incarcerated individual has donated bone marrow or organs. Prisoner advocates say the incarcerated individuals might feel pressured to trade their organs for free time. State Rep Carlos Gonzalez, one of the sponsors, told GBH News on Wednesday that is far from the truth. He said he has family members in prison and is connected to a father of three hospitalized in a Massachusetts hospital suffering from stage 4 kidney failure while waiting for a donor. It's not a good trade off. I'm just telling you, 60 days to a year for an organ, not very good. All right. So the idea, he said, is broaden the pool of potential donors. Well, my thing is the organs are ultimately going to come from predominantly Black inmates. You may have some Latinos in there too, but we know the bulk of inmates in America, they're going to be Black men giving up organs and bone marrow. So Gonzalez is claiming this could benefit prisoners because it restores individual agency and decision making. There is no law against prisoner organ donation, he said. The committee in charge. So, this is what they're trying to claim. They are trying to ensure the safety of any inmate that participates in this program. All right, so the legislation established in Massachusetts incarcerated individual bone marrow and organ donation program was filed by Gonzalez of Springfield and Judith Garcia of Chelsea in January. Garcia didn't respond to requests for comment, but posted on Twitter the bill will restore bodily autonomy to incarcerated folks by providing opportunity to donate organs and bone marrow and recognize incarcerated donors decision by offering reduced sentence. Yeah, but their reduced sentence is very little. I could see if you would trim off maybe 2 years or more, but 60 days to a year? Nah, that seems like a ripoff to me. You sure going to be able to use those organs long beyond the time that you're offering them. So, a program for donations would be established within the Massachusetts Department of Corrections and be run by a committee of 5 people, which include a DOC leadership, an organ donor specialist, and 2 people from the Massachusetts District Attorneys Association and a prisoners' rights group. It would create eligibility standards and proctor the program. Costs related to the donations would be covered by benefiting institutions of the program. Gonzalez said the legislators are open to expanding the number of people on the committee. I'm just telling y'all, most of the donors are going to be black men. And I bet you nobody on the committee is going to be black. There is a process in place that permits prisoners to donate organs, according to the Department of Corrections, but the agency could not provide details on how prisoners can currently donate organs. An agency spokesman said the department doesn't comment on pending legislation. This bill basically establishes a committee with advocates of our inmate population to establish the parameters, the guidelines, the clarity, the transparency on the policy is lacking within the Department of Corrections today, Gonzalez said. While there is no evidence that prisoners are seeking to donate organs in droves, there are instances. In 2011, a 37-year-old man on Oregon's death row sought, okay, so he wanted his organs donated after he had passed. And he was told the drugs that they use in the execution would destroy the organs. Uh-huh, and argued that a New York Times op-ed, that isn't the case. Well, that's what he was told. So, in 2012, a Texas prisoner on death row sought to delay his execution so that he could make a kidney donation. Utah became the first state to allow organ donations in 2013 if they die while incarcerated. Federal prisoners are allowed to donate organs to family members. It is unclear how state prisoners in Massachusetts are able to. The need is certainly there. There are about 4,000 people waiting for organs in Massachusetts, according to a Health Resources and Services Administration. Groups are decidedly against prisoners getting free time in exchange for their organs and worry that they're vulnerable to the influence in their decision. Prisoners, legal services said it's in touch with the bill's sponsors. Litigation director Pingen said that many Massachusetts prisoners wouldn't meet medical eligibility for organ donations. And of course, they are recognizing the problem of racial inequality in our healthcare system. Yeah, you got all these black inmates, and communities disproportionately impacted by organ and marrow shortages. However, we are concerned regarding the potential for coercion and impact of inadequate medical care. Uh, I don't think they care about these inmates at all. I really don't. The solution said must be underlying structure, problems leading to health disparities. Hispanic men and women have chronic liver disease at twice the rate as the white population, and they're almost twice as likely to die from chronic liver disease. Okay. So, you know what it seems to me, because this Carlos Gonzalez came up with this bill, and if you notice in the beginning of the article, he had a family member in, uh, the hospital that was at stage 4 of their kidney disease, and I think based on that relative, that's why he came up with this bill. That's why. And now you hear this part, how Hispanics have a higher number of chronic liver disease within their population. Yeah, this is all this is all for his people and his family. So, organizations like Black and Pink Massachusetts are vocally against the bill. We were shocked to see, particularly, the provision to install a harvest organ harvesting program in the Department of Corrections, said Michael Cox, executive director. You can't essentially let people sell their organs for freedom, he said. Yeah. I'm not feeling this bill, y'all, but you have to tell me what you think about this whole thing. No matter what, the disparities are always going to fall on our people because they have made sure that the same people that were in chattel slavery are the same ones they jail today. Now, if you got it right, the majority of the time, I would be fine, but you don't. You got all these innocent people behind bars and they're being snatched up off the street like it's back in the 1600s and you're just snatching them up for slavery. It's really the same thing. Until you get that straight, I don't think anything else should be done. You've done enough. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this story. Like I said, I'm not feeling it at all. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.